Yo, hey guys, George here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing my Premier League Game Week 13 predictions. Guys, we're going once again for another week, and now the fixtures start piling in. No international break, of course, until March now, which is what we love to see. Lots of Premier League football, lots of videos, lots of prediction videos coming up in the next few weeks in the run-up to Christmas. There's going to be a lot of matches. We've got 6 game weeks. But let's get into Game Week 13, because I've talked too much. Let's get into game number 1. It's Arsenal against Newcastle at the Emirates Stadium. This should be an interesting game for sure. Newcastle, they're starting to build something slightly a 3-3 draw last time out, and what a game that was. Arsenal losing, of course, against Liverpool 4-0, but you can still see the project being built. They're sitting pretty in 5th place, of course, and they're 9 points off the top, but we're only in November. We've only played 12 games so far. Anything could happen, and I think they're going to win here. Arsenal, however, they haven't been scoring loads and loads of goals, so I'm going to go for Arsenal 2, Newcastle 1. Up next, it's Crystal Palace against Aston Villa. Now, Palace have only lost 2 games this season, but only won 3. A lot of draws. They're sitting in 10th position, not too bad. Villa went on a bad losing streak of 5 games, but they finally won last time out, which was a big result for them to lift them up the Premier League table a little bit further. Selhurst Park, Palace Aston Villa, I'm going to go for 2-2. Well, we're at Anfield next for Liverpool against Southampton. Now, the visitors are a side that have really troubled a lot of strong Premier League teams this season. Manchester City, Manchester United, they've really come unstuck against Southampton. So, it's going to be an interesting one for sure. Liverpool, though, you know, they went on that little rough patch of form, losing to West Ham, of course, for their first loss of the season. However, a big 4-0 win over Arsenal will really get the confidence going once again. I think it's going to be a fairly straightforward win. Southampton could pose a threat, but I'm going to go for Liverpool 3, Southampton 1. We're over at Carrow Road next for Norwich against Wolves in Norfolk. Now, Norwich 2 wins in the last 2, which is really good, you know. They're starting to get their season together slightly, trying to get off the bottom of that table. However, Wolves have been in good form recently, and a win last time out, you know, they'll be happy with it. However, they haven't been scoring that many goals, and I believe in Norwich for this one. I think they've had 2 2-1 wins, and I'm going to back them for a 3rd one. It's going to be Norwich 2, Wolves 1. We're over at the Amex next for Brighton against Leeds United in Saturday's final game. Now, Brighton have been through a bit of a rough patch this season. However, have only lost 3 games. They've been fairly good against the big teams. You know, that draw at Anfield against Liverpool, a good result for them. Leeds, well, you can see from the form guide down here, it's a mix of colours, very patchy form, only 2 wins, you know. They've not really kicked on from last season and that fantastic performance. Could they get a win here? Potentially, and Brighton, you know, they do need a win. They've not won in a long time. So for this one, all things considered, I'm going to go for Brighton 1, Leeds 1. We're over at Sunday's games now, and we start in London for Brentford against Everton. This should be an interesting clash. Brentford haven't won in their last 5 games, but a draw last time out, and what a game it was. It was against Newcastle, wasn't it? And, well, what a game it was. The 3-3 draw, you know. Everton, similar form to Brentford, you know, haven't won in 6. They need to get a result soon. And could it be here against Brentford? Maybe. However, I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going to go for Brentford 1, Everton 1. We're in Burnley next for Burnley against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Conte's Tottenham finally got their first league win of the season in the last game week. That 2-1 win will be very important to Antonio Conte's side. Now, Burnley, a lot of draws. They have got that win. They got it over Brentford, and they could be fairly strong at Turf Moor. However, I think Conte's side are going to take the points in this one. It's going to be Burnley 1, Tottenham 2. Well, we're at the King Power now, and it's Leicester City against Watford. Now, Watford coming off the back of an absolutely joyous 4-1 win over Manchester United, which signalled the end for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, we'll talk more about that later, but Watford, they've got 4 wins so far this season, and they're playing fairly well. Under Claudio Ranieri, he seems to have been a bit of a breath of fresh air into that Watford side. Now, Leicester have also improved their form as of late, but not won since the 2-1 win over Brentford 4 game weeks ago. Now, they'll be looking to get a win here, and I think they will. I think it is going to be fairly straightforward for Leicester in this one. At the King Power, at home, it's going to be Leicester 2, Watford 1. Well, we're at the Etihad now for Manchester City against West Ham United. Now, this is one of the games of the game week because both these sides have been in absolutely blistering form. West Ham, of course, beating Liverpool. They've really carried on from last season from where they left off, and the Europa League doesn't seem to be affecting them. However, they will have played the week before this game in the Europa League, which might affect them a little bit, and I think Manchester City are going to be too strong for them because we know what a side City are. I'm going to go for Manchester City 3, West Ham 1, and to finish off the game week, we've got an absolute cracker. It's Chelsea against Manchester United. Now the Blues in fantastic form. Of course, they've not lost since that Manchester City game. They are in electrifying form. Absolutely fantastic from them. Manchester United, completely the opposite. They obviously got that win against Tottenham, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked now, of course. And a whole video on Solskjaer being sacked and my reaction to it, if you want to go and watch it, it'll be in the little card up there. That's right. But United, Carrick in charge, potentially Pochettino at this point. But, you know, Carrick taking charge of the Villarreal game. We'll see what happens in that one. But this is going to be an interesting one. However, I think United might just pull out a result. And I'm not having that from a biased point of view, but it's going to be tough. And Chelsea really could batter United. It just depends which side turn up. I'm going to go for Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1. So, guys, that is it from me for this week. I do hope you enjoyed. Please do consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed the content and leave a like down below. It would be much appreciated. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Leave your predictions down in the comments as always. But that's going to be it from me. For now, it's George, out.